Okay, today we will discuss on this integration process. So normally in any SAP module, integration process is a very important concept here, and to integrate with other module is very one of the important thing. So basically here, so in MM module is central to managing the procurement system. Okay. Inventory activities, managing the inventory and procurement activities. So basically we can integrate with other SAP modules to enable smooth cross-functional process. Across organization, smooth cross-function process across the organization. So normally, what is the when it comes to integration, what are all the first one will take up the integration SAP SD. Okay, sales and distribution module. So what is the requirement? We have to do integration with SD. So basically here, if you take the integration points, so the availability of sales during sales order processing is checked using data. This is the first one. And so material requirements planning, that is we call it as MRP. In MM generates procurement proposals for item sold through SD. So I will come to that point. So goods issue for a sales order is updated in inventory through MM. Okay. So on this scenario, I will just give an example how this integration in SD is very important. So basically, I will take an examples here. So when a customer right place an order, SD checks stock availability in mm before confirming the order. Next one, inventory valuation of inventory relation for goods delivered is handled in mm and reflected in SD billing. So this is the SD integration advantage. So basically whenever they want to do SD billing and the availability of the stock, we will check it in the MM module compulsory. And whenever you are going to do goods issue, right? So it is updated in the inventory of MM. So definitely, against the GR, how much goods issue you have done, we have to cross verify. So basically, this is the example. Whenever the inventory valuation for goods delivered is handled in MM only. That is yes, because against the goods received, whatever I have done, how much outward they have done, I need to calculate that ratio. So that is very important here. That's why when you do the GR in MM level, then only whatever the outward they are doing, production process is happening, we can track. That is the importance of this integration FITSD. So we will discuss in the stock transfer order how the process will takes place. And here in the integration, the second one, will be SAP PP. SAP PP module. So here, when it comes to the integration points, whenever there is a raw material requirements, right, from production orders are planned and sourced using MM only. And second thing will be BOM, bill of material components are managed in MM for production, and then goods receipt for finished goods in MM updates inventory. Okay, now coming to the examples part. What is the example? Just I'll give an example here. So when a production plan is created, right? When a production plan is created in PP, MM ensures raw materials are available through procurement only. Next one. So okay, only this much is enough. See, now whenever production people wants to plan the production things, right? First that raw material has to be stored in my at level, right? Before they take it for production, I need to do procurement with the vendor. I have to take inverts of that raw material. Then that will come to the plant. So I will store it in the storage locations. So if I have to, production people have to take up for production, they have to identify the source. The material requirements with only. With only. And bill of material, normally we will apply this at the work order level. So this concept is there in the integration process, subcontract. There I will explain what is a BOM, how much is importance for creating the BOM bundle, we will discuss there. Okay. So if you have the raw material storage in level, then only I can take up the bill of material components in production level. That's very important. Even whenever you do the goods receipt, right? Goods receipt GR. So it is updated at level only because it is inventory management. Whatever the inventory takes place, it will be done at level only. Okay, that is the integration PP. Now coming to the integration with finance. So this is the most important one, SAP FI, finance. So here integration points. Purchase order value and vendor invoices flow into FI for financial. Next one, so inventory changes are tracked in posted to FI accounts. So basically we call it a GRIR concept, goods receipt, invoice receipt, GRIR account postings, link with procurement with accounting. So example, I will tell you how it is going to impact. I will explain the concept of it. When a GR is posted for a purchase order, the system updates inventory and posts the financial entry. Next one, vendor payments processed in FI are linked to purchase orders. Okay. So basically FI integration is very, very important. Now we have to do that one. So here purchase order value and the vendor invoices flow into FI for financial accounting. Yes, correct. So normally remember we have done the GR right here. So I will run one MB5S report. See here, if you observe this, total received quantity is 1050 and the GR value. See here, and if you double click on this purchase order, normally quantity will create and it will update a value here. Update a value. So this is very much important when an FI people wants to post an invoice and they want to do the vendor payment. So inventory valuation and changes are tracked in MM only. So whatever inventory will takes place, it will happen in MM level. Even FI people also can track, but the thing is that the base, if you do the GR in MM, then only FI people can track the inventory valuations. So when a GR is posted for a purchase order, the system updates the inventory and posts the financial entry. But this one, if I have to show, I need to do integration. Now we will do that one FI. So whenever you do the GR, right, you have done the GR, so automatically FI integration, that is a liability will create for the amount. In the backend level also one entry will create, but I will explain in the integration now. So vendor payments also in FI are linked to purchase order. Yes, correctly. If I have to post the invoice verification for PO in finance level, they require this one purchase order number, and they are going to verify with the PO quantity, GR quantity and the value. Otherwise, system will not allow them to post the entry. That is the importance here. So, in keeping in this scenario, we need to do the integration process. It's very, very important. So, normally these are the three major integrations we will do in the MM level. Other things are not that much importance. So, these three, under that first one you have to do FI. CO integration we already done with a cost element and cost center in the service purchase order. So, FI we have to do now. Integration FI. Okay. So, here so how to start this procedure, integration MM to FI. So here, when doing the logistics generally, remember we have created the material types, raw material, spares, packaging, metal, trading goods. We have created the material types here, and for each and every material types I have created my own attributes. No, for example, for raw material, this is the material type. For spares, this is the material type you have created, and for each and every raw material, when you are metal master, when you are creating the metal master, we have linked the valuation class. Now, when it comes to the integration process, I need to link this valuation class. Wait, if I have to start integration MM to FI, valuation class is the base for FI consultant. For example, here, what do you mean by a valuation class? So, valuation class is a bridge between FI and MM, which controls material masters in MM module. Okay, valuation class. So, valuation class is a bridge between FI and MM, which controls the material masters in MM module. So, using valuation class, FI consultants will integrate with GL accounts, general ledger accounts, so that they can track the MM activity end to end. So normally what will happen here, no, using valuation class only they are going to track the MM activity. If you observe here, see, if I come to this MM02, display material, select views, take the accounting one. So here see, you can see valuation class 3000 we have linked alla. See 3000 is the valuation class and total stock is available is 1050, value is 10,50,000. So automatically FI consultants will track. But how? In FIGL they will create a relevant GL masters for this. So normally in FI finance module will create an integration process. What we will do, in integration process, using the material attributes, using valuation class, we are going to create the GL masters: inventory, raw material to finished goods, consumption raw material to finished goods, stock data raw material to finished goods. We will integrate with valuation class and with the GL accounts, so that automatically they will have a track what and all purchases activity are happening from MM level. They will track automatically. So valuation class is the base, it is a bridge between FI and MM which controls the material masters. Why valuation class only they will take a base? Because in the procurement system the P2P process activity will start from MM material master base only. Without vendor master, material master, I can't start the procurement. It's simple as that, right? Whenever you want to create a purchase order, you require material number and you require vendor number. That is why vendor number they will track how much amount you have spent for vendors. That is separate one. But in terms of material purchases, how much you have spent, how much quantity you are purchasing, that they should track Allah. So in the material master they can't link with basic data or PP data. Using valuation class they will track our purchase activity using the valuation class. So this valuation class are default. Okay, see here with my valuation class from raw material to finished goods, they will integrate all their GL accounts created in FI chart of accounts. So keeping this as a base, now we have to start doing the integration. Now using this SAP valuation class we will do the integration. Now I need to create my own valuation class and start doing integration with each other. So what will happen here, FI consultant, the client will tell don't use the old valuation class, you create our new valuation class and you have to integrate with MM. Okay, so whenever they ask you how do you start integration with FI to MM or MM to FI, you should tell they are going to link the valuation class with the GL accounts in FI finance module. Okay, now here whatever the default valuation class is there, you have to replace with the updated valuation class, because we don't want old valuation class, we need to update new one. So just change the things as per here, like EVC1 valuation class, VC6, like this. I will create the new valuation class. Now I have to start the integration process one by one. Okay, so and hereby you will get the lot of errors here, integration errors. So you have to solve that integration error in terms of FI, and there are other steps are there for integration. So basically here this integration we call it as account determination in SAP. Account determination in SAP. So the system here, the system creates an accounting document during inventory management transactions and posts the amount in the appropriate general ledger. We call it as GL. And GL accounts automatically triggered with the help of automatic account determination settings. So these settings we have to do now. Okay, whenever you do the integration, right, we have to determine the accounts. Okay, so just now I told you, no, so using the valuation class, the FI consultants will determine the relevant GL masters through FI GL general ledger. So now I am defining my own valuation class. I am defining my own valuation class. Now you have to do the account determination for this new valuation class, and you have to integrate with FI module. So what are all the steps will come? How the integration will take place? There are different integration keys are there, and what are the how we are going to link the valuation class, that and all. The practical session I will continue tomorrow. This integration, it's a very big chapter. So first you have to understand the things and then you have to go ahead. Okay, so you have to determine the accounts now with finance module. So this one I will continue in the tomorrow session. We will do the practical things. Okay. So they will ask you, so do you know the integration process, how you are going to do, what is the T code and all. They will ask all the integration questions. So you should be able to tell in the interview panel. Okay. So tomorrow I will discuss this. I will send you the recordings for you people.